Awesome. Perfect. Thanks so much. So, guys, let me go ahead and let me introduce myself. My name is Abdul Hafiz, and I'll be sharing my LinkedIn profile maybe at the end of the session. I'm a corporate trainer. I deliver mini batches for like for Microsoft as a lead instructor in India, as well as I travel to like a few countries as well. I'm a tutor. I'm a consultant as well. So I deliver like public batches as well. I also help companies to uh, hire new talent, I would say, and I also help them in the what you can say in the kind of architecture level. I help them with. Okay, so
Sir, voice
majorly,
is very low. We are not able to hear.
oh, is that? Allow me a moment. How about now?
Quite okay, but need more.
Okay, give me a moment, maybe. Let me put down the headphones. How about now? Is that better
Okay,
than?
acceptable.
Yeah, it's good, Abdul Bhai. You can carry on.
Perfect. So,
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum salam.
Will we get the recording after the meeting?
Ji, inshallah, recording will be shared. The link is there in the flyer at the end of the flyer.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Please don't unmute in between. It instructs obstructs the instructor. So please
Alright,
be
you can
patient.
use the chat window, guys, and will be answered on the chat window. Okay. So again, let me continue. So
What is the duration of this session?
it's close to 1 hour, but we'll see how
Okay.
it goes. Okay, we'll try to wrap up before that. Maybe. Anyways, so I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I got this MCT badge from last 3 years, getting that, and I'm hopefully I will be getting in next month as well. I also got a scalable 250 student reach from Microsoft, and I'm a Power BI certified. I did some certification on Power Platform and some on the Azure as well. So guys, again, just to make you, these are the few companies I delivered training for. Yesterday only
Abdul Bhai, we are not able to hear you. It's coming very feeble.
Oh, okay. Let me
No,
try
this is
to.
good. This is good. No, now it is good.
Okay, cool. I'll continue with this one then.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So these are the few companies I have delivered training for. Recently, yesterday only, I completed one of the batch for Medline. And these are the few edtechs I worked with. So I delivered training for Simply Learn and Coding School. I keep traveling to like Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai, Hyderabad, and all. Anyways, so guys, my core is Power BI and like Power Apps. Excel is additional to that. Okay, so I'll gonna like share my experience based out of Excel, and then probably I can guide you on the path where you can land in near future. Okay, I got some good feedback, so you can check it on my LinkedIn page. Now, what is Excel? So, guys, I'm just quickly taking only 3 PPTs, nothing much. I know everyone knows Excel a bit, but just for sake of training purpose, I have put down this. So Excel is a spreadsheet program from Microsoft. It is right now it is available with Microsoft 365 suite. Earlier it was like with the MS Office. Okay. Excel provides many functions and formulas. So guys, why I'm a bit focusing on Excel here is because the similar formulas you will find it in the Power BI as well as Power Apps, Power Automate. So these are the leading technologies right now, and the base is kind of Excel. Okay, so it would be easy for you to upskill yourself once you get some hands-on on the Excel. So again, everyone knows this. Excel has many formulas and functions, which will be gonna be helpful in identifying the trends and the pattern in the data. And many people uses the Excel. I think everyone knows it, like managers, HRs, even as a developer, we also use it. So Excel has been used in accounting for financial statements and all those, in the billings and sales to create the invoices, like pay slips and all those purchase orders. Even invoices we used to create, we can create some weekly tracking as well. Okay, and finally we can make use of Excel for timesheets and all those. So there are many use of Excel we have in daily basis. We also use Excel for keeping our data, like a data storage kind of thing. We can use it. Now there are many features as I mentioned. So we have worksheets, workbooks. So worksheets are what? Worksheets are as like a single page, and collection of worksheets is a workbook. So around 250 worksheets we can have in a single workbook. Okay, so we can store large amount of data. There are many formulas as I mentioned earlier. So from basic formulas to complex formulas, many things are there, and we can create lot many calculations, like simple addition to like pivoting, then what if analysis, many things we can do in that. Data visualization, again, to be honest, power Excel is not a BI tool, but still it has a lot of capabilities. Like it has you can create the visuals into it, you can create charts and graphs, many things you can do. Even you can do the forecasting as well. So many features are available. It also helps in the identifying the pattern and trend in the data. So there's a very beautiful feature called as a pivot that we will be gonna look into this particular webinar. Again, as I mentioned, so summarize data, and we will be summarizing data and making use of pivot tables for the analysis. Other than that, there's something again very important called as a what if analysis. It is also there. So in order to analyze large data set, we have this particular tools. Finally, we have the lookup functions. So there are many lookup functions are available. The very popular one is VLOOKUP, but now it has been replaced by XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is very easy to do the things, and no more code need to be what you can say. Remember, it's straightforward, and compared to VLOOKUP, it has more features actually. So we're gonna discuss about it in the live session. And finally, we can do the conditional formatting as well. So conditional formatting we can do, as well as we can validate the data. Data validation is also there. So like you can strictly apply the rule. Let's say, for example, in a particular column, you just want the, let's say, text data, or let's say you want only maximum 3 characters data. So that you can specify. And this is a kind of a additional VBA code, Visual Basic code actually is there, but to be honest, in daily life we hardly use it. It is a complete altogether a new language, I would say. Okay, so hardly few people use it, but there is a feature available in Excel to automate the repetitive data. So many things you can do, but we are not covering this Excel macros with VBA in this particular webinar. Now, why to learn Excel? So again, this like if you are first thing I wanna clear here is, with getting good Excel knowledge, you are not getting the job first thing, but it would be helping you in your daily life, in whatever job you're doing. It could be helping you in that. Second thing, in the industry, so you can get a job into the KPIs, KPOs and BPOs maybe with Excel. But if you want to get into IT, you should be learning the better tools. Like we have BI tools, I would say Power BI or Tableau, or let's say there are similar tools you can go ahead with. I'm gonna give you some understanding like how they are related. Then I think probably it would be helpful for you. Now again, coming back to the Excel. So Excel has in like you can do the repetitive task by using the micros VBA. Again, you need to put down some efforts on the coding to learn it. To be honest, it is not that difficult. It's quite simple only, but it is not for the business user. Now, data analysis capabilities, as I mentioned earlier, you can analyze the data by like slicing and dicing. You can make use of pivoting. You can make use of charts and all those. Reporting you can create. So like the complex data can be replaced with the charts. There's a good PPT I'll share across with you all. Then I think that will more gonna be help you in understanding why it is important to showcase your data in visual format. Okay. Now, one more thing, with the learning of the advanced Excel, you are improving the accuracy. So the data validations are there. So you will be minimizing the errors into it. And finally, it will be helping you out to take a better decision. Now, enough on this on the PPT, guys. I'm gonna be starting with the Excel. So let me quickly share my Excel file, and then we will get into it. Perfect. I hope everyone can see my screen. And again, guys, I'm not gonna be taking all the basic formulas, but I'm gonna be highlighting you with the important formulas. All right, cool. Now, see, I have some data here, full name, and there are some like names I have and not in correct format. So I hope many of you knows this basic formula. So let's say I have selected this, I said lower, and I have made this particular one in the lower case. See here, guys, and that's simple. I can do like this. Similarly, there's upper function, so which will be making the name into uppercase. Again, which is quite simple. Now, the point I want to make here is there are many similar formulas actually. So let me quickly talk about this one. Let's say this. So this will be making the proper case. Now, let's say I wanted to get first name out of it. First name. Okay. So how do I do that? So recently, not recently, it's been a while now. So Excel has come up with the feature called as flash fill. Okay, so you just need to press, give me a moment. See, Control E, I paste. So before that, what I did is I just put down a pattern. What I have done is I put down clear and I said Control E. Please be muted, guys, if you're not speaking here. So what I did, guys, I have put down a pattern here, CLAIRE, and then I say Control E, and it has done it for me. So it is kind of AI, right? So it is understanding the pattern, what I'm looking for, and it has done the rest of the task for me. Okay, so like this, there are many new functions been added in the recent updates of the Excel. Please be muted. Sebbai, can you mute the people who accidentally unmuting themselves? Or let everyone mute all maybe, and I will be allowing you guys to discuss further on this same topic later on. So what I was talking about is recently many new features have been added. Just explore the new features and then it would be helpful for you. I will be also talking about something called as a co-pilot now, which is recently booming a lot in Microsoft technologies. If you those who are following Microsoft, you might have seen recently CEO of Microsoft has announces few things like Copilot Studio and all those. So it's a part of generative AI capabilities. Okay. So what I was talking about is so there are many similar features. So let's say, for example, I want to get the first name out of this. So how can I do it?
Sorry for interruption, but we are really struggling with your voice.
Is that I'm not sure, man, because
It's totally
Whenever
clear.
you are
sir.
asking, sorry.
It is totally clear. It is totally clear to this side.
Voice is clear. I think people
माइक
who
के
are
करीब आ
not
जाइए
getting
आप माइक के करीब आएंगे तो होएगा
see,
the voice is coming very clear. Please check your connections. I'm completely following it and it's coming very clear. There's no problem with the voice.
Okay.
so guys, I'm using my laptop mic, so I think it should be all clear.
Yeah, Abdul Bhai, it's very clear.
You are very clear, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
your voice is very clear.
okay, cool. Thank you. So guys, let me continue. So what I was talking about is there are many approaches of doing the same thing. So for example, I want to get the first name out of it. So there are many approaches. So what I have told you is I can do using the Control E, that is flash fill, or else the traditional way. What I can do is I can go to the this particular name and I will find out the space in between, position of a space, and then I can get the value, whatever the value is. So guys, this is how you need to learn how to increase the or how to build your logic. So I can see a space, and before space, whatever I'm having, that is my first name, and after that it would be the last name. So there are many other functions like search. What search will gonna do is it will be gonna be finding the space. Now very simple formulas are there, so you can find out just by adding up the formula. So I am searching for the space within text. This is, let's say, let me choose this maybe within text, and I don't want to put down any value. Maybe let's start from the first. So at 8th place, I found out the space. Like that, I can do it for the other ones. Okay. Now, what I can do is by using mid function, I can do this. Now there's one more recently not recently added function again. So text before. So instead of doing that, the traditional approach, searching for a space and finding that number and then using the mid function to get that value, what we can do is text before delimiter, I would say. So this is the text and delimiter is a space I'm adding here. So see here guys, I'm getting the first name here and first name for all of them. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you here is just see what the new formulas are and how they would be helpful for you. Again, let me jump to the another one, number formulas. Again, guys, I'm not taking all the formulas because all of them are simple. I'm focusing on the important ones. So we all know sum and all those, but let's talk about minimum and maximum. So out of this data, I wanted to know what is the minimum value. So I can simply put down minimum and I got this number. So 3024. Similarly, I can get maximum as well, maximum, and I can put down this range. It will gonna be giving me the maximum number. But let's say I wanted to know the second lowest value maybe, or second largest value maybe, whatever it is. So how can I get that? So I will put down small, and here is the data input, okay, and comma, and k is what, which value you want. So let's say I wanted to know second smallest value. So I set 2, and I'm getting the 1 2 3 4 1 2 4 8 6. Now if you sort this data, give me a moment. If you sort this data, you will find second is this one, 1 2 4 8 6. Similarly, you will be getting large value. All right, so large value, I will say large, and this is the again the output I'm input I'm giving, and next point is I want third largest value. See 20699. So if I see, this is the value I'm getting. Now this is the way you can get the value which you want. So instead of like hard coding it here, what you can do is just put down the number here and use this cell reference value in your formula. So for example, I wanted to get third value, third largest, third smallest value. So this is the value. I can say 5 here. So dynamic, oh, given. It should be this one. See guys, so what I'm saying here is use the cell reference to get the value. So let's say I wanted to know second, I'm getting the second value. So like that you can do. Okay. Now another good formula is random So random is, let's say it will gonna be giving you values between 0 and 1. But there's a better formula called as a random between. So this would be helpful to create large amount of data. So let's say I can put down, let me do it here maybe. So let's say you want to create a lot of data, and rather than typing it, let's say random data, you want to do like this, you are doing in traditional way, but better ways, what you can do is say random between, and let's say, let's give some bottom value, say 1000, and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what random will be gonna do is it will be giving you random values between 1000 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, any random value it will gonna be generating for you. See here. So you need not to write down anything. See, random values are being generated here. All right. Now this is the another good formula which you can utilize in your daily life. Now date formulas, again, there are some good date formulas that we'll be gonna discussing right now. So you need to use tab to get the number, or to complete that formula. One more thing is, so you just, let's say you wanna know the formula. So there's a formula to know the formula. So formula text is the formula to know what formula you have added here. So this is the formula I have added, equal to today. Now again, I can basically get the year and month and all those. That's quite simple. So we are not focusing into it. See 2024. Similarly, I can get date name, day name, weekday, month name, many things we can do. We can subtract the dates and as well. But let's talk about the better formulas. Let's say I wanted to know, let's say there are two dates, maybe let's say this is the one, and maybe 1st of Jan 2024. 1st of Jan. Okay, so this is, let's say, one date, and this is the another date. I wanted to know the dates in between. So I can simply subtract like this. Simply do the subtraction. See, there are 355 days in between these two dates. But now here's the important formula. Let's say I wanted to know how many working days were there. Okay, how many working days were there in these two dates. So working days in a sense, let's say I wanted to ignore Saturday and Sunday. Okay, that I wanna calculate between these two dates. Let me make it here maybe. Okay, so this is my start date. Let's say this is my end date, and I wanted to know how many working days are there in this particular day range. What I can do is I can put down net working days. Okay, net work days, start date is this, comma, end date, and let me complete this. So there are 255 days in between this. Now let's say there were some holidays as well, and this by default it is considering Saturday, Sunday as a holiday or a weekend, and it is ignoring both of them. Now say there are holidays, so let's say maybe 26 Jan 24 was the holiday, then 15 this let's say August is holiday, maybe 1st of what we can say October is holiday. So these are the holidays. So I want that also to be excluded. So what we can do is we can add one more argument here. It says holidays, and the argument in the square bracket is actually an optional argument. If you wish, you can add it, or else you can just ignore it. So I have added this holidays, and see, 3 got subtracted. Now let me show you one more thing. Let's say, let's try this one, maybe 14th of December as an holiday, because it's coming on a weekend. Let's see how it will be updating the data. So I'm saying here 14th of December 24. So it should be 253 should be the answer. Let's see. See why it has ignored this particular date because this is falling on the weekend, that is Saturday, right? So that's the reason it has been ignored. Only these two are considered. Getting everyone? Similarly, let's say you are in Gulf and there they don't follow, let's say, Saturday, Sunday as a holiday. They have Friday and Saturday. So how can you update the formula? Again, very simple. So instead of using network days, there's something called as a dot intl. Okay, like kind of international, maybe you can put down. So again, same argument you're going to put down. Start it, end it. Now weekend you need to choose here. So if it is just a one weekend or a 1 day is a weekend, that also you can put down here. So for now, for let's say Gulf people, I'm choosing this option. And again, I'm adding up the holidays. And that's it. See, again, for them also, it is the same count, 253. Similarly, let's say you wanted to know the date, start date is this, and number of days is like after 230 days from start date, how many work days would be there? So again, it is giving me the output in numbers. Actually, by default, behind the scene, it is a number only. The date is number. So you need to like change the data type. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be choosing the data type. So this is what the number after 230 working days. So 1st Jan is my start date. And after 230 working days, what would be the date? That is what it is showing now. 18th of November 2024. So these are the some like again it has the holidays, it has the international working days and all those. So these are the few important formulas that you need to keep in mind. Work days and work day international. Now moving on guys, let's talk about something called as table. Now let's say I have one more thing before we get into this. Let's say I have some formatting, so I can press Control Shift. All right, and let me get rid of the formatting. So I can clear all format. So if I directly click on this, it will be clearing entire data, but I don't wanted to do that. I just wanted to clear the formatting. Okay, no formatting was added. Anyways, so let's say I want to copy this data. So I copied it, and I wanted to just have the values of it, not the formatting and all that. So I can right click and I can see paste option. So this is called as a paste special. So I just want the values. So I said values. So I got this output. Now guys, let's say I want to sort this data. So how do I do it? So I think everyone knows we do sort like this. Okay, but let's say I want to put down the filters on it. Now, rather than doing the way I'm doing right now, there's a better way to do it by using the table. Now, formatting data as a table would be really helpful because it will be helping you out in many things. Okay, so for example, if I sort this data, let's say sort. Okay. Anyways, let me show you about the format as a table. So here is the option format as a table, and I have selected this one. Now it is asking me, do you have headers? Yes, I have. So see, it has nicely formatted the data. Now let's say I want to sort this data. So just I need not to go and do the sorting. Just click here and click on the sort button. That's it. Let's say I want the other way around. Okay. And I can add the filters just by clicking on it. Now this is again quite simple. So let's say I wanted to have region sorted ascending. Then within region, I want, let's say, category to be sorted in descending manner maybe. So how do we do it? So in this sort, we have custom sort option. So let's say I wanted to first of all sort the region based ascending wise, A to Z. Then I'm adding up one more label, let's say category, and that I want the other way around, Z to A. And see here, it has sorted ascending. If you can notice, there's an arrow here, descending. Now, one more thing about the tables, you will find total option at the end. Okay, so let me add the total. So we'll just go to table design and you can add the data you wanted. So let's say I wanted to add total row, and that is what I'm getting here. But let's say I want to know the average of it. So rather than writing out the formula, there's a drop down available. And this feature is only available in the table design actually. Okay, so just click on the drop down and select the aggregation formula which you want. So let's say I want to do the average. So see, it is the average of the data. All right, so this is how you can make use of table visual to make things more easy for you. And rather than having a plain data, convert that data to the table design maybe. Now again, the bit of basic coding I would say. So if let's say I wanted to know if the amount is greater than certain value, let's say maybe 2000, I can put down good or bad. Okay, and now I can put down this particular formula for all of them. So more than 2000, I'm getting good. Similarly, I can add nested if as well. So just instead of the else part, I can put down one more if here. Okay, so one more if, and condition is, let's say, let me put down the same condition maybe. If it is greater than, let's say, 1000. Okay, let me change the condition. Let's say this one is greater than equal to 5000. And here it is more than, let's say, 1000. Then I want to put down okay and else bad. So the idea here is I can have multiple condition within a same row. See here, more than 1000, it's okay, then it's showing good. Getting guys? Now, this is another beautiful formula actually, sum if. So we know what is if, we know what is sum. So sum is what? Simple total. So just press alt equal to, and it will be gonna be giving me the sum. But my problem here is I wanted to know the sum for a particular item name. So let's say I want to know what is the sum for gas stove, because there are many gas stoves here. This one. Let me highlight it so that you can understand it. So let's say these are the 3 gas stoves I'm having. I wanted to know the sum of it. So how can I do it? So basically, guys, we have to put down the filter on it, and then we will be aggregating it. Now, just switching back to Power BI because it's my core. So in Power BI also we have similar thing. So if you have good knowledge on Excel, it would be easy for you to jump on another tool. Let's say Power BI, because Power BI is leading the market nowadays compared to other BI tools. So anyways, so coming back here, I want to, let's say, find out the total quantity for the gas stoves. So here I'm going to use something called as sum if. So sum if, here I'm going to put down sum if. So condition is there as well as the summation is there. So range I want to put down. So from where it has to calculate. So it has to calculate from this area, item name, comma, criteria. So what exactly we need to find out? Gas stove and some range. So this is the range I'm gonna find. Now I'm getting an output as 1500. If you check 500, 600, and 400. So it is exactly matching. Now if you copy paste the formula here, it is showing 1000 for juicer, 450 and 550. And if you do the same thing for mixer, okay. Now there's a range got mismatch. Now why it is happening, how to work with this, we're gonna discuss about it in a bit. Okay, so it is called as a column and row reference. We're gonna discuss about it. So anyways, I hope you understood like how we can calculate the sum for adding up the condition. Now here is again same thing I can do. So I can, let's say I wanted to know the sum for let's say this one, okay, comma, I want to put down the criteria. Criteria is, let's say this is the new account. So I wanted to know how much is the amount for new accounts. So this is the range I'm going to give here. And that's it. This is what I want. And I'm getting some value here. Okay. So I got 445804. Let me get rid of this. 445804. So when you double click on it, it will be gonna be giving you what all the selection is. So first range is I42 I727. So this is the value I have given as a range. Criteria is this one, the one in the red border, new accounts, and sum range is this one, the amount column values. So that is what has been highlighted. Now if you see, the output is coming out to be 445804. So let's quickly do the cross check here. So I have added the filters, and for new accounts, let's look at the files. Now, if you notice, it is exactly matching 445804, which was same what we had earlier here by the formula, whichever value we are getting, exactly matching with it. Now let's say I wanted to add one more condition to get the sum. So let's say I wanted to know how many new accounts were open and where the customer were existing. So two condition I wanted to give, and I wanted to know the amount for that. So what we are going to do is, instead of using the sum if, okay, instead of using sum if, I'm going to be using the another formula called as sum if s. So look at here, sum if s. So here you can put down multiple different criterias basically. So sum range, so this is what the range I'm having. Criteria range means the first, what you can say, first condition would be where to find out the first condition, and criteria one, what condition you need to put on. Let's say this one I wanted to put down. Now criteria two. So criteria two ranges, let's say I wanted to know the details from the customer. So this is my criteria two, criteria range two, and I can hard code the criteria as well. I can take it from a column reference, or I can hard code it. So let's say I put down new here, and I said enter. Now I'm getting a value 1406464. Okay. Now let's quickly cross check it. So new accounts, I'm filtering out, and here I'm choosing customer as new. And if you look at the value here 1406464 is the total sum which I'm getting out of my formulas. All right, see, exactly matching. Similar to this, we have count if and count if s. Now guys, let's move on to the another one. So text validation. So guys, again, quickly coming to the Excel limitations. So we hardly had, let's say, 1 million records here in the Excel. So what you can do, maybe, give me a moment. So row, okay. See how many columns we have in Excel. It's 16,000 maybe, okay? 16,000 columns we have, and 1 million rows we have. So I can get here, see here, 1 million, 10,48,000, somewhere around that. Okay. So guys, again, for a small scale industry, it's fine. But for the bigger organization, this is not the database. Okay. So Excel cannot be used as a database. for the bigger organizations. So that's the reason they switch back to database. Nowadays, a database, because we are living in an age of data, so databases also not be useful to handle the large amount of data. So that's the reason people are now going towards the cloud technologies, right? So there's a virtual, what we can say, data storage is there that we are accessing now. Now coming back to data validation. So basically, Excel, the limitation, one of the another limitation of the Excel is you can do like whatever you want. So let's say here you are adding some, let's say, name that is in the character. Here, I actually was trying something. Let me try here. See, I can add numbers, I can add what you can say text, I can add anything. So it is not allowing me to, no, sorry, it is allowing me to add anything, any value, any data type, I can add it here. But you can restrict that. So there's a like feature available here. So let me clear the formatting actually. Let me clear the data. Right. So let's say I want user to input only between 1 to 10 in this particular data. Okay. In particular column, sorry. So how can I do it? So I'll go to data. Give a moment. Let me try here. Let me clear this off. Or let me try in the new window maybe. So let's say there's a input, and here I want user to add data between 1 and 10 only. So what I can do is I can go to data tab and I can say data validation. And here I can choose what I wanted to, what I want user to add here. So whole number between 1 to 10. Let's see what happens. So if I try to input something here, it's a 1, it is allowing me. If I put down 12, it is giving me an error. So it is not correct. Now I can change the error message as well. So I can go here and say data validation, and I can even give some hint to the user. Let's say whole number between 1 and 10. Like this, I can put down. Also, what I can do is, okay, let me show you this one maybe. See, whole number, it is giving me a nice, what we can say, note, what I can put down, or it is giving me a message. Now, let's say I wanted to give some custom message if a user didn't put down correct value. So I can do that as well. So wait, you have given wrong. Okay, so let me click see here. Let's say I put down 23. See, wait, you have given wrong input. Now, guys, with macros, you can there's a, as I mentioned, right? Macros are there, which will be gonna be helping you out. Customize the message as well. So there can be multiple different buttons you can add, many things you can do. But again, I don't recommend you to do it right now. If you wanted to like thoroughly run Excel, then you can do it maybe. Now, like this, you can again do the further validation. Like there are many options available. Like you can restrict the number of characters. You can restrict the date. Many things you can do. Let me talk about a list that I think would be helpful for you. So let's say, for example, you have a lot of data. Oh, give me a moment. So let's say this is the data you are having, and or else let's talk about some different data maybe. All right, look at here. So let's say many values are there, and out of this values, you wanted to get the unique values and as a drop down. So what you can do is you can make use of data validation here. So what I can do is I can go to data validation, and here I can choose. Give me a moment. list. Okay, and list I can give a input as well, or I can put down the source as well. This what we can say my own input that I can do, but I can do this way as well. So that would be the better way. I can choose all the agent names are now appearing. So I have very big list, but now it is in small list. Getting guys? So like this, I can make use of the drop down option. So in the data tool, data validation, and within that there's an option called as a list that will be helping you out to put down as a slicer. Now, one more important thing we're gonna discuss about is the circle. So for example, I have certain data. So let's say random between, let's say 10, 100. All right, so I have certain values between 10 to 100. Okay, now give me a moment. Let me make. All right, cool. Look at here. So I have certain data. Now within this data, see, I wanted to know which values or which numbers are more than, let's say, are not in a range. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be adding up the data validation here, and here I'm choosing whole number, and whole number I want between, let's say 50 and 100. Now, other than the values between, let's say 51 to 100, I want that to be circled out. I wanted to identify those. So I have given a validation, and I can now go to circle invalid data. Now look at here, what will gonna happen. Actually, it's a very big range we have given. So let me change that maybe to, so that we will be having less circles actually. So maybe 30, I will see here. The circles are what? They are not in a range. Means the range which we have selected is 30 to 100. Out of like other than that has been circled out. Now I wanted to get rid of it. So simply go here and say clear the validation circles. Like this you can do. Now again guys, with short of time, like let me quickly jump to the row and column reference. This is really important. So let's say I wanted to multiply data. So the way I have done it, I have some values here, and there's a cost inward, so which is quantity into unit cost. I wanted to multiply that number with, let's say, tax. So tax I have given here. Now I wanted to use this particular value. So if I say equals and this value, see what happens? It is giving me 10%. But the problem here is here it is showing me 0%. Why? Because when I drag this particular one, see, this is the way I did it. I dragged it like this. It is actually, see, for this one, it is taking J column and 9th row. But if I move down, it is taking J column 10th row, and there's no value at all here. So that's the reason it is showing 0, blank basically. What I want is everywhere this particular column and the row has to be referred. So how can we do it? So for that, what I need to do is I just need to lock it. Lock in a sense, I can put down function F4, and now it should be all good. So it won't be changing it. See, everywhere it would be referring to same J column and 9th row. Now this will be very helpful in understanding a lot of data. So look at here, I have a salary for different, let's say, employees. I wanted to know what, like how much, let's say if I given them 10% bonus, what would be their salary? So simply what I'm gonna do is gonna multiply this with the bonus. Let's say this bonus. Okay. I wanted to aggregate it. And all right. So this would be the value if I did the, what we can say, changes here. So Like this, I can get the data. Now here it is, again, there is a problem with this approach. What I need to do is I need to like fix it, hard code it. So I put down P is the column. Now the next column would be Q. So in this case, I'm not gonna be fixing the column. This because P is representing what? It's a column reference, and row is what? 10 is what? It's a row number. So here in this case, I have to go this way, right? Row by row. So what I need to do is, instead of fixing both of them, here I need to fix only the row. What I can do is just take my cursor here, and I will be putting F. Okay, now F4. Just P, then dollar, and then 10 row. Now I'm gonna be like dragging it. So what is happening, guys? Here, see, if you notice for this employee, it is taking M14, that is the salary, but P is the one has been hard coded. Now if I drag this formula this side, see what is happening? It is now taking Q and row is 10th. So what is happening? It is fixing that particular row for my formula. Here what we did, here we fixes both of them, J column and 10th, 9th row. Okay, but here we have fixes both of them in this particular one, and here we fixes only the column reference, row reference. Now again, guys, there are so many things. To be honest, we are running short of time. Let me quickly, again, great, but conditional formatting, it's quite simple. So just let me quickly talk about one of it. So here it is on the home tab. Where is that? Format. Oh, no, sorry, conditional formatting we're talking about. So top, let's say I want to highlight top 3. Okay, see, these are the top 3 maybe. Like that, we have percentile, gradient, many things are there. So I'm not gonna get into this particular one because it's a little simple. But what I wanted to talk about is this one is important. So let's say I wanted to know let's say, which is the, give me a moment, which is the maximum value in this particular data, in this particular range maybe. Okay, so I put down this and I got this output. But the problem here is I wanted to highlight that output. Now, how can I do it? Now, this is a really important part we are discussing, guys. So please pay attention here. So I wanted to know maximum value and I wanted to highlight that value. So with the maximum, I can get that value. But what I can do is I can use C5, which is this column reference equals to. Okay, so it is giving me false. Let me do it here maybe so that it, give me a moment. All right, and perfect. For this, again, the range has been changed, so I need to fix the range. So how can I do it? Let's say dollar I'm gonna add. Okay, I need to fix the column, so column here I need to put down the dollar. And what? Oh, sorry, my bad. I have to fix the range of the rows actually. I did the other way around actually. Now what I can do is, now see here, this is turning out to be true, this particular value. Now, how can I make use of this formula for highlighting? So let's copy this formula and now go to the conditional formatting. And here is something called as a new rule and use formula. So here I'm going to put down that and let's see what happens. Oh, I haven't put down anything on the format. So I wanted to have, let's say, this color for the highest value. Now, if I drag it, give me one, sorry, I have to drag that formula in the conditional formatting. So what I can do is manage rule, and here applies to formula. I will be gonna change. Here I wanted to apply that formula to entire range. So I can select like this. So what will gonna happen, guys? It will be applying to all the rows. See, these are the highlighted one, which are maximum in their particular column. Similarly, you can do it for the row reference as well. Now, guys, many things, to be honest, I have to like talk about, but with time constraint, let me get to the one of the important one, which you will find it easy in Power BI as well. So in Power BI, we have something called as a Power Query Editor, where you can do the transformation. Now, here in the data pane, you have something called as get data from a picture. So I have one picture on my screen. Let me show you maybe. I'm sharing actually one single screen. Let me share entire screen. Now the beauty of Excel here is, so let's say I have the sample data. See, this is the data I'm having as an image. I wanted to get this data in Excel. So that is also possible actually. So let me go ahead and let me use from a picture, data from a picture, and let me go to that place and sample data. Is maybe we need to extend for 5 more minutes, so please be patient. Not taking it because this I feel important, and that's the reason I'm gonna be adding. I'm taking it here. So it has, see how beautifully it has, what we can say, recognize the data. So this is called as actually there's something called as a robotic process automation. RPA tools are there in the market. They are like they are capable of doing this particular activity. It is called as a OCR, object. There's some name right now I'm not coming to my mind, but see how beautifully it recognizes it. For some reason, it didn't understand what Q1 is, so I can double click and I can rectify that value. Okay, so I can say it is not a QI, it is Q1. I said accept, and now I closing it, and now if I say insert data, see guys how beautifully it has added data from a file in my Excel. Now this is the one thing, we can get data from multiple different sources. So if you see here, there are many things you can do with this particular one. Now let me quickly talk about PDF data. So I have some PDF data here. So maybe sample PDF. So this is the data I'm having, and I can get this data in my Excel. So let me quickly do that. This is the last one, guys. I'm not getting into the other one. So I will gonna give you few moments to talk about the question is sample data I have imported as a PDF. Now see here, now it will gonna be opening up something called as a Power Query Editor. Now in yesterday's session, I have taken a batch for Medline. So the guys were very well versed with the Excel, and what they were asking, can we use this Power Query Excel in the Power BI? Can we do that? So the answer is yes. So if you click on a transform data, it will gonna be opening up a new window, what is a Power Query Editor window. Okay, here Power Query Editor window, and same thing you will find it in the Power BI as well. So let me quickly clean the data. So let me get rid of the null values here, and let me say first as a header. Now I got the data as expected. So let's say I wanted to know the, let's say maybe age, how many days were passed. So what I can do is I can make use of the formulas here. So let's say age, and these are the number of days from this date to till today. Now let me convert this into the age number of total years maybe. Now it is coming in the like what you can say in lot many decimal points I can see. So let me convert that into the what we can say round down I will say. Okay, let's say 1 year has been passed. If I say around what we can say, if I give decimal places and I'm getting the output. See here, 1.63 years has been passed since this guy has completed fastest 5,000 run in the ODI matches. So let's say I want to get rid of this, so I can delete this column. Okay, now I say close and apply in Power BI, close and load in Excel. So see what is happening. The PDF data we have taken into the Excel, and then we have put down some transformation techniques on it, and now it is available for my use. So I can simply switch between the data. Let's say I want to know how many player have like done that particular reached that particular achievement. So these are the players, Warner and Finch and Smith and all those, and what are the location and all those. So like this, you can get the data from Excel. There are many different ways you can do that. And lastly, I'll talk about pivot table, guys. So pivot is again a beautiful one. So for example, let's say I have, let me talk about, give me a moment. Let me take a little more data maybe. Then I think it would be easy for you to understand. So let's say, where is the data? Give me a moment. So let me take samples first. Now I have, let's say 10,000 rows. See here, there are around 10,000 rows, 9,996. Now I wanted to analyze this data, but to understand this data would be very difficult because there are like 20 odd columns I'm having here. Let's say 21 columns, which is too much data I'm having. So it would be difficult for me to do the analysis on. So for that reason, there's something called as pivot table is there for helping you out. So just click on pivot table. Now what pivot table will gonna do, guys? It will be summarizing your data. Like it will be aggregating your data. So I wanted to know how much cells I have for different categories. So what I can do is, so earlier what I used to do is, so I used to go to let's say category. Which category? So I will select furniture. Like this I used to do furniture. I have selected. Then I used to go to sales, and then I was like taking this value 472,031. This is what the traditional approach was, but with the pivot table, it has been sorted out. So what I can do simply, I can add category in the, let's say, rows and cells in the values. Now see here, guys, I'm getting the data as I want. Now I can further add the data. Let's say I wanted to break down this data with subcategory as well. So see how nicely it has given me the data. Now what I can do next is I can even what we can say summarize. I'm summarizing the data basically. I wanted to know for different region-wise breakdown. I wanted that is also possible. Let's say I wanted to put down this let's say region as a filter as well. Okay, so that is also possible. So for example, I can put down maybe, let's put down segment as a filter. So I can do that. So here I can see the segment. I have selected corporate. See, for that value, it has been showcased. So again, this was the traditional approach. Again, what we can do is we can add something called as slicer. So here you can find the slicer. Oh, give me a moment. Let's click here and say slicer. And which column you want to have the slicer of. Let's say I want a slicer of region. Now, this is what I'm having. So let's talk about East region. Here, East region I'm getting, South region. So like this, we can basically get the data. And finally, what we can do is we can add the charts as well. Now charts are again very useful. So I can go ahead and make use of charts. So let me click on it and see it has given me the data. Getting guys, understood everyone? So I think I'm good from my side. I don't want to take much more time because it's already 10 minutes past. So multiple things we can do with the Excel, but what I would recommend you to do is switch, get a good hands-on on Excel and switch to the Power BI, because Power BI is leading in the market. And one more quick thing I will gonna be telling you about. So always refer to Gartner rating. So Gartner magical quadrant for whatever technology or whatever tool you are doing. So it has, see, Gartner is a company, it's a very big company. They do a survey every year for different technologies and a tool, and they come up with the magical quadrant. So let me quickly talk about BI reporting. So I can do it for multiple, search for multiple different technologies, but this is what the Gartner rating is for 2024. And if you notice, Microsoft is in the leaders quadrant and it has taken over the market, entire market. So see, it has taken over the market of Tableau as well. Okay, so Power BI is leading the BI industry nowadays, and it would be a good move to get into the data industry. Okay, now one more thing. So recently the trend is, so last month, maybe you can check it out my LinkedIn. So I have taken a badge for S&P Global. It's a very big company. It's in Hyderabad. So they are moving from Tableau to Power BI. Okay. Second thing, yesterday I completed one batch for Medline here in Pune. So they are also planning to transform their data, not transform, change the BI tool from Tableau to Power BI. So there are many companies are switching from Tableau to Power BI. There are reasons, actually, there are many reasons why people are switching to Power BI nowadays. So, but what I'm telling you is get a mastery. If you know Excel very well, it would be easy for you to switch to the Power BI easily. And the aim should be Power BI and Power Platform. The next step would be Power Platform, because Power Platform is a suite of tools, like multiple things are there. Power Apps is there, Power BI, Power Pages, Power Automate. So Power Automate is also getting good market nowadays. So the thing is, increase your tech stack step by step. Do this, then that, then that. So that is what I would recommend to everyone. So with that said, guys, I'm done from my side. So I'm sharing my LinkedIn profile with you all. If you wish, you can reach out to me. And there's a recording link has also been shared in the chat window. Now, forum is open for quick questions, not more than like 5 questions, guys, because 3:20 we have to close. I'm done from my side.
Thank you for the training. It's very informative for us, and also we will practice and implement in our work. I just one question. You just said that regarding the Excel we look up. We are waiting for that. Based on
Okay,
the
so Excel
data.
VLOOKUPs. Okay, so filter.
Yeah, filter.
What you want in that filter?
In filter, can we do the VLOOKUP? Just in the starting filter, can do the VLOOKUP through the alpha filter.
I didn't understand it. So are you talking about VLOOKUPs? Do you want me to explain that?
VLOOKUP I kept wrong, but say like is there any something
Your voice is
replacement
not
of
coming clearly, Sakib.
no, it's clear.
I think
Hello,
it's better. Go ahead.
No, I just you said no. There is a VLOOKUP. You can do it through filter wise. Just looking for that. How can you do that from
See,
filter?
VLOOKUP is what, let's say you wanted to look up for a certain value. Again, to be honest, VLOOKUP is old and it has a lot of limitation. I would recommend you to switch to XLOOKUP, because nowadays everyone is switching to Microsoft 365. So VLOOKUP is what, let's say you wanted to get the salary of the employee 111, having the employee code 111. So lookup value is this. Table array is this. Okay. And the next argument is column index. So I wanted to know the salary. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the column number, and I said enter. Now it is showing me 5,000. 55,000 for this guy. Understood. VLOOKUP has many issues. Like you need to have the column at the column which you want to search at the very first. Then there are issues with the what you can say sorting of a data. If you have the value at the bottom, then it would be a problem. So many things are there. So better switch to the XLOOKUP. It is straightforward actually. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Any other question?
That OCR is optical character recognition.
Come again.
Full form. OCR full form.
Okay.
Optical character recognition.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I forgot. Long back, I learn about RPA tool called as a UI path. And after
I
that,
have one small question.
yes, please.
If you are using today function as date, so
Mhm.
for the invoice generation, when we open for next after 2-3 days, what will be the date of that? Again, today method of that particular day.
Exactly. The
How to
current
fix
date.
it?
It will be gonna be.
How to fix it then?
How to fix it? I didn't understand.
In the sense, today I am taking today as the date. After 2 days, the date should be of 2 days back date. Otherwise, as a function, it will change. No, again, I have to
Okay.
copy and paste. Otherwise, or some macro is there for that to convert the function into values.
Okay.
Are you getting
Okay,
my?
good question. Yeah, I understand it. Mm, okay, I'm not getting the output right now. Maybe I can. You just message me. I'll gonna be
Yeah.
doing
Simple
the job.
way is copy paste value. Okay.
Okay, spatial you are talking about?
If I use the today function date, okay. To see this after some, let us say after 1 week, the date will again of the current date. No.
Correct. Yeah. So what you can do maybe paste spatial and then you can get the output. Okay, you don't
Yes.
need the formula, correct? So paste spatial, get the value, today value, and get the paste spatial as without formula, just a value. That way it
I have to
won't be.
input, otherwise I have to input the date. There are two ways. I have to input manually or today function using copy paste as value.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, I should make a macro to convert into that paste value at the end of saving the file. That may be possible, but how to do that, I don't know.
Again, there are many different ways, to be honest. As I mentioned
Correct.
at the first name, I can get it from multiple ways, from flash fill, or I can make use of search for searching for the space and then extracting the value by using mid function, or there are better function text before, text after that I can use. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
If you want to do any Power BI course, any institute is there for that to complete this course Power BI?
Power BI. See, again, as I mentioned, I keep taking the trainings at multiple edtechs, but to be honest, edtechs are a little expensive. So I'm planning for one session. So maybe you can reach out to me. We'll be posting on a LinkedIn if possible, or else I'm adding up my number here, WhatsApp number. You can reach out to my number then, and maybe I can guide you further. So 95795 7588. So this is
Do you
my
conduct paid, sir? Yes, sorry.
Yeah, I usually take the Power BI classes, but from last couple of months I was a bit occupied, so I wasn't taking it. But I'm planning to start in the month of Jan, so maybe I can you can reach out to me and I'll be giving you the dates if possible.
Abdul Hafiz, one last question. How much time it takes to complete Power BI? If I plan to do it on weekends, how much sessions it will require?
Okay, so 36 hours I would recommend minimum to get to know from very basic to at least a good amount of advanced part. Like entire, if I compare entire Power BI, 80 to 90% you should be covering in 36 hours. If you are like learning from a good expert, okay, that is the learning, and practice is different. Okay, so 36 hours of learning and practice would be make it 3 times of it. Okay, so that way you will be good to, I would recommend you to be for let's say 4 years of experience maybe, if you do that activity.
What prerequisites can you tell? Is Excel necessary? Or
Not
in
Excel,
order to
not
get
the Excel, not the SQL, but if you have both of them, then it would be very good. Okay, good to have basically both of.
Okay, thank you.
My last question, are you conducting is this Excel training on a paid basis?
Not Excel. My core is Power BI actually. So this is
Yeah,
the
okay.
additional one. Because see, again, to be honest, as I mentioned, right, if you are knowing Excel, it is not landing you in a job. It is just enhancing your profile, not profile as well, just your daily work. In simple words, if you want to get into the IT, do learn the other tools. Be better BI tools, like because Excel is not a BI tool because there are many limitations, as I mentioned. Uh, Less data you can handle, and there are many things. It's not a BI
How
tool.
much you charge
For what?
Power BI to learn?
12,000 I do.
12,000.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Perfect. Guys. Any more question?
One last question, please. We know that Power BI is also integrated with the AI, and Excel is also nowadays integrated with ChatGPT and other things, right? Into AI tools. So, which one would be better option?
See, first thing, ChatGPT is public. First thing that you need to know. Maybe allow me some days. Maybe I will be taking a training on Copilot as well. So, ChatGPT is a public. Okay, you cannot paste your company's data on a public website. First thing that you need to know. So that's the reason Microsoft has a Copilot. It's like a ChatGPT, but it is restricted within the organizational data. So Copilot is like a ChatGPT. Now Copilot for 365 is for the organization. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank
that is paid again. It's costly. And see again, as I mentioned, many people are moving from Excel to Power BI. Then why don't you also think about that way to moving to Power BI rather than keeping like yourself into the Excel? So learning Power BI, if you know Excel, then it would be easy for you. Otherwise, directly you can learn Power BI.
Right. Thank you. That answered. Thank you very much.
Awesome, guys. I think I'm good.
Okay, with this, we close this session. Thanks everyone for joining. And Jazakumullah khair, Abdul Hafiz bhai.
Thank you very much for organizing. Thank you.
Thank you for organizing. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.